Just with regards to your security training, what martial arts background and fighting styles?
I was actually going to ask you that because
Yeah.
I realized your name says Impaired Grappler and your shirt says Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and the triangle is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu triangle, isn't it?
Yeah. Because like I think someone put a comment in my video once, oh, why have you got a triangle in your logo? And it's like, it's Illuminati. But I think when I went into
No, it's the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu sign, isn't it?
Yeah. And when I went into reply, the comment wasn't there. I don't know, YouTube's funny and all that stuff, but yeah, it's the Jiu-Jitsu.
Isn't that the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu logo?
That's Hicks and Gracie's particular logo. But that's the Helio Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. There's always the triangles because
I'm a massive fan of UFC and training and fighting and all that sort of stuff, man. So I recognize straight away.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu for?
I'd probably say on off probably 20 years nearly, but
wow.
But yeah, like I started in the 90s for a couple of years, Japanese jiu-jitsu. But then started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu probably mid to late 2000s.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what are you, a purple?
Brown belt.
Brown belt.
Yeah, from Pedro Sauer 2 years ago, I think, when he came, just before October, before the COVID. So
are you based in Victoria?
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne.
Oh, forgot what it's called. The great guy who's got the jiu-jitsu. I forgot his name. He's got a pretty big jiu-jitsu.
Well, I'm under Philip Grapsis. He's one of the leverage jiu-jitsu, but there's a few.
Yeah, the other guy. I forgot his name. I'll remember it. I did Aikido for 5 years, and I did tactical Barada, which is combat Kali Jumog, for 7.5 years. I was just about to grade for my second Dan when the pandemic hit. So that was close quarter combat, weapons training. Also worked with sharps, as in, knives, whatever else. Don't like to be too vocal about that one. But it was arnis, right? So it was most of the style was sticks. There was combat work with, knives and stuff like that. It was, I think it was a quarter was wrestling and open hand combat. Then you had stick and weapons. I'll just call it weapons training. And then you had, I'd say all up there's about, because my style was a mix between Japanese jiu-jitsu and combat Kali Jumog. Combat Kali. Kali is arnis, which is the Filipino style, and Japanese jiu-jitsu. So I don't know whether you've heard of Hugh Doherty, but Hugh Doherty was my sixth Dan. He was the guy who created combat Kali Jumog. And it was just a really interesting style. Didn't require much stretching. We did a lot of, most of the stuff was done off a cold body. And, we would go on the floor, absolute last resort. So, yeah, it was, but it's interesting when you do martial arts, you can see when you're watching other martial arts, when you get to that black belt level, because I actually reached my black belt with my training, you can see the training of when other people are doing, and you can actually see what they're executing because you understand the fundamentals, So it's super interesting.
Yeah, well, the fundamentals is everything in martial arts, and that's why the jiu-jitsu got the triangle. Because you need the foundation, the big base, and then you build up
wide
from there.
Base, narrow center.
But I think Pedro Sauer was saying, or it might have been Hicks and Gracie was saying, or told him, but that the triangle is better when the way that Hickson does it, the top is open, so there's more coming in, more information still coming in to fill up. Because it's like there is no end to jiu-jitsu.
Of course, there's no end to any martial art.
Yeah, and it's almost as if once you get to that Hicks and Gracie point, there's actually an inverted triangle on top, and like an an hourglass, and it's actually, you're actually learning more, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure someone can take that, me doing those symbols the last minute and make a big Illuminati video about it. And that would be awesome. I'd love it. But yeah.
As long as there's no eye in that triangle, mate, we're all good.
Yeah, if I blinked, or it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so did you ever get into any fights or anything, or like?
No, to be honest, I really didn't really. Part of the reason I got into martial arts training because I didn't seem I wasn't too confident in fighting. And one of the things I did was I got into martial arts as a way to increase my confidence in terms of how can I say it? You know, heated situations like that, right? So yeah, no, I haven't been in many fights using my style. And probably better so, because the stuff I'd learned, you're not tapping out. It's, you know, what I was taught was, you know, proper martial arts. So absolute last resort.
The martial.
And someone's seriously going to get hurt. You know, there was no rules, you know, eyes, throat, nose, it didn't matter. Everything was a target. Collarbone, everything you're basically not told to hit. We were taught to hit those places. So yeah, I haven't been in very many fights in terms of using it. I've done a lot of training. You know, it becomes automatic. Yeah.
A lot of the time, the more training you do have, the less fights you do get into. It's like,
yeah, that's right.
When you're comfortable, you don't need to fight.
No, and you understand distance, and you can read people's body. You can read people's body. And you know if they're getting ready to punch. And the best thing to do is walk away, man.
Yeah, you got
save yourself a court case.
Yeah,
save yourself a court case and
diffuse the situation.
You might actually, yeah, that's right.